Hi, darlings. Abossi here. Listen, weird. Couple things. I'm going to record some prayers. I'm not entirely sure what's going on right now, so we're just going to be obedient. Um, Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, so I'm just going to record some Jupiter prayers. We call that Indra or Havioso. I'm not going to do voodoo prayers. I'm going to do chants like a mantra, and it's bija, okay, which just means seed sounds. It's the tones, the intonation. It's really more for like cleansing the auric field, which is what I use Indian prayers for as well. I also use Indian prayers to hone my focus. When I want to commune with the Lord, I go straight Egyptian, okay? But when I want to kind of sharpen my human as a tool, I use the India. Okay, so I'm gonna do 5 recitations of the full kind of Bija mantra, and then I'm just going to cut it in half and do the 108. I don't know what this is for. I don't know who needs this. I'm being obedient. I've been getting the backhand by the goddess. Okay, um, so let me tell you a little bit something. Indra is the king of heaven, so he rules all the devas. So when you go to Svaglok, 6th dimension and above, you meet Indra, and the gods are actually in the world below that as well, with the exalted ancestors. And Indra in India is like Thor, you know, in Northern Europe, or Zeus. You hear what I'm saying? Or Jupiter, okay, or Havioso, okay, or Shango, okay. So there's a prayer that I like to do every morning. I'm going to recite it 5 times. I do have my prayer beads here. Um, the, the, y'all know I love lapis. Any blue stone, I'm really a big fan of. And then if you've been getting a lot of blue birds, jaybirds visiting lately, or even like eagles or hawks or any type of predatory bird, it's Jupiter, Shango Havioso, Thor, Indra. He's with you. So let me just start here. So I also attach Mitra because as a high priest, there's a lot of spiritual helpers. You always hear me talking about Iris. That's one of the words that I call Mercury, also Tahuti, Papa Legba. They're not always like a subordinate spirit. Okay, there is a king of the subordinate spirits. The name that I like to use a lot is Narada. So all of the Mercury spirits kind of go under Narada, because we call it like the Lord of the News, or the messenger god. Yeah, okay. So my understanding is that there's a language of heaven. All the divinities kind of speak a language, and there's a deity that personifies that language. So Hermes, Tahuti, Thoth, Iris, Loki, Mercury. It's the language of the gods, less so the messenger God. By definition, it's a message because it's language, so a spoken word. Okay. So when you hear me talk about Mitra, Mitra is an attendant God. He also is kind of like the milk of humanity. He presides over the sanctity of humans. He also kind of keeps friendships together and makes sure that agreements get honored. So when you're dealing with some of the heavier gods, the ones that'll whoop that ass, excuse my language, you're going to want to sometimes attach Mitra, especially if you're not initiated, you don't know what you're doing, and you don't really want to get into trouble, but you need a little bit of help. So Mitra always comes out with Varuna, but also Indra a lot. Aryaman, which is the basically like the heavenly security. Not just that, we call him the builder god, the divine architect. Mm, If you're trying to hack the system of the divine, Adyaman will come for you. Also, Baga, which is a wealth deity. And then, frankly, Mitra will come out with any god that you better not talk to unless that god is kind of heavy. Like in Voodoo, we'll say there's 2 gods that eat their children. Okay. Ogun, we know that one. like I've seen Ogun come for a child. I was visiting a Nigerian sister once, and I don't do Orisha. Nothing wrong though. I'm just more Radha than Petro. Nothing wrong to my Nigerian sisters. But so I'm at homegirl's house, and her spirit goes, feed me. Um, and she's like, okay, I'm just gonna sear this meat on both sides. I saw the oil in that pan jump out. It was literally like a spirit stuck the middle finger out of the pan and jabbed her like that. Excuse my finger, but like that. So Ogun will eat his children. So what I'm saying is some of the gods have a little bit of petrol. They're a little bit hot. They're a little bit angry. They're not entirely cooled down. And that's why you use mitra to appease, to soothe. So, Mami Wata, Mami Da, they are the source energy, the creator gods, like me, Aritima, Ablosima, Aritima, same thing. So with my other spirit, Hayagriva, I'll call Mitra. With Indra, I'll call Mitra. With Muruganjan, I'll call Mitra, right? Before I call that God, unless I have business with that God, because some gods, you don't bother them. They're busy. And also, they're petro. They're not Radha. They're not entirely cool. They're not around during peacetime. You hear what I'm saying? So let's get into this. I'm going to do 5 recitations of kind of salutation. And then I'm just going to call him 108 times. And this is for you. All right. Timestamp somewhere so you can skip right to it. Indra Rajaya Vidmahi Mahan Raya Dimahi Tanno Indra Prachodayat Om Indra Rajaya Vidmahi Mahan Raya Dimahi Tanno Indra Prachodayat Om Indra Rajaya Vidmahi Mahan Raya Dimahi Tanno Indra Prachodayat Om Indra Rajaya Vidmahi Mahan Raya Dimahi Tanno Indra Prachodayat Om Indra Rajaya Vidmahi Mahan Raya Dimahi Tanno Indra Prachodayat Om. So, salutations to Indra, King of the gods, Lord of the Devas, King of the higher heaven. It's basically saying I devote myself to the great King of kings, the great King. And then when you say Indra Rajaya Vidmahi, Vidmahi is like none other than, Dimahi means the attribute of, then Prachodayat, like I immerse myself in the effulgence of, like the grand light or the grand energy of. So that was that prayer. Salutations to Indra. And then we're just going to say Indra's name 108 times. Okay. So 108 basically seals your auric field, and it also it opens up that dimension where that God lives, and it seals it to you. And if you don't want your prayers to kind of be removed by the enemy, say it 1,008 times. But when you say prayers, you say it 5, 11. You can say, some of them you can say 3, 5, 11, or 108, or 1,008. Okay. So Om Midrava Indrai Namaha, 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 Midrava Indrai Namaha, Om 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 Midrava Indrai Namaha, Midrava Indrai Namaha, Om Midrava Indrai Namaha, Om Midrava Indrai Namaha, Om Midrava Indrai Namaha, Midrava Indrai Namaha, Om Midrava Indrai Namaha, Om Midrava Indrai Namaha, Om Midrava Indrai Namaha, Om Midrava Indrai Namaha, Midrava Indrai Namaha, Om 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 Midrava Indrai Namaha, Midrava Indrai Namaha, Om Midrava Indrai Namaha, Om Midrava Indrai dry, namaha, Om drive it in 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 dry, namaha. Om me drive it in dry, namaha, 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 me drive it in dry, namaha, Om 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 me drive it in dry, namaha, me drive it in dry, namaha, Om 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 me drive it in dry, namaha, 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 me 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 drive it in dry, namaha. And then you just kind of take a moment with the Lord. Okay, so this is supposed to go to the Mission School channel, but there's not a lot of traffic there right now, even though there's more subscribers than over here. There just hasn't been a lot of activity on the channel in over a year. And that you can add Mitra to any deity that you don't really know how to approach. I oftentimes do Om Midrava Chamandai, Namaha, Om Midrava Chamandai, Namaha, Om Midrava Chamandai, Namaha, Om Midrava Chamandai, Namaha. That's my favorite quick Bija chant, okay? So it's been an honor and pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. If anything I said resonated deeply with you, go ahead and leave a comment, okay? And then also, like, I can record prayers for you. It's $11. And that's it's just a short time thing because it's not sustainable. I can't do that for everybody. I normally only do that for people that are already working with me as a client, a student, or a spiritual child. Okay, and then go and look up Mitra, please, and go up and look up Indra. Okay, so Indra is Jupiter. You want to do that on Tuesday. Now, I do Jupiter on Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Okay, but the best time to do it is when you're wearing all white, freshly after bathing at 6 a.m., facing east, just so you know. That one's a little bit more forgiving. Some of the other ones are not. Like, don't be calling Varuna, don't be calling Murugan, don't be calling other deities unless you come right. All right. So it's been an honor and pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. Until we meet again, until we read again, namaste, Dandavat, and Ashe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Ciao.